This video contains content that may disturb you and challenge your perception of reality. Ensure you're in a safe space before you continue. Hello, and welcome to Horror Flix. I'm Charlie. Tonight, I'm taking you on a journey through 5 real-life horror stories that are stranger than fiction and more chilling than any movie. These aren't ghost tales made up for fun. Each one is backed by real reports, images, and unsettling eyewitness accounts. From hikers found with missing body parts in Russia to children with pitch-black eyes knocking on doors, the stories you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything. Why did a whole ship's crew die frozen in fear? Who is the smiling man that stalks people in the dark? And what still lurks on that cursed ranch in Utah? These stories aren't just scary, they stick with you. So turn off the lights and make sure you're completely alone. The Dyatlov Pass incident. Recent revelations. In 1959, deep in the Ural Mountains of Russia, an unsolved mystery began that would haunt the world for decades. 9 young hikers set off on an expedition, but then, under chilling circumstances, all were found dead in a remote snowy pass. Over the years, many have tried to piece together what happened that fateful night. Recent investigations in 2021 have brought new ideas to light, yet questions remain. Some experts suggest a natural force, like an avalanche, may have triggered the calamity. Still, puzzling details, radiation burns on some bodies, and parts of the victims missing, continue to baffle investigators. On April 6th, Nikolai Kuzminov took charge of the rescue group from Military Unit 6602. The original team was replaced by a fresh shift made up of rescuers, including Boris Martushev, Evgeny Zinoviev, Valery Pechenkin, and others. They were brought to the pass by helicopter, an operation organized through a notice at the local hiking club. This rapid change of search teams was critical to the investigation. Yet amid the chaos of rescue, strange reports began to emerge. One rescuer, Yakimenko, recalled seeing what he described as a strange star flying overhead that night. An odd sight that would later fuel some of the theory around unusual forces at work. Once on the ground, the rescue team set up camp in a large tent below the river. An officer coordinated the search, and beside winds blowing everything down from the slope, traces of the original tent site were still visible. The team followed these tracks along the slope toward a cedar tree, where a large fire had once burned. However, their search was only a superficial examination. They did not investigate the area in depth. With heavy snow accumulating from a recent slide off the mountaintops, the rescuers had to rely on simple metal gauge feelers to detect any sign of the hikers' remains. They skimmed along the path, checking every visible mark, but found nothing conclusive on that first day. Communication with the military rescuers was limited, and as the morning came, the team moved in a chain up the snow-covered path. By March 25th, changes in command saw the replacement of some military personnel. Potapov took over as chief of a new group, joined by names such as Viktor Klimenko and Nikolai Kuzminov. The evolving rescue efforts at the pass were marked by periods when heavy wind and blizzards made flying impossible, forcing the teams to work on foot. During these days, the team struggled with deep snow that made simple probing a dangerous, exhausting task. They often had to climb and descend slopes repeatedly, with mounting frustration among the searchers. On March 18, a mix of military and civilian teams continued their work. Groups led by individuals like Senior Lieutenant Avenberg, along with privates from a mine-blasting platoon, stayed at the pass until early April, carefully exploring the area despite the chilling weather. Their goal was to reach every corner of the search zone. but high winds and deep snow posed constant obstacles. Information shared by rescuers in diaries became crucial in understanding their efforts. Nikolai Vasilievich Tokarev, for example, described the long wire probes they used to detect any signs beneath the snow, while others recalled traces of broken fir trees along the forest edge, which went unnoticed amid the urgency of the search. The effort was not only about finding bodies, but also understanding why the group had camped in such a dangerous spot. On March 13th, a fresh team of mountaineers arrived to relieve the tired soldiers. Their arrival was documented with photos and diary entries, adding more pieces to the puzzle of the search efforts. Each shift tried to follow every clue: the traces of footprints, the remains of campsites, and even the eerie, empty spaces where the hikers should have been found. Yet, every lead turned up only more questions. During the search, the rescuers noted that the weather played a huge role. One particular account described how a heavy snowstorm forced everyone to work with minimal visibility. Tents were set up and dismantled repeatedly as the rescue teams maneuvered against the relentless wind. Specific details, like a weathered stovepipe and the shifting positions of the tent, were meticulously recorded. These small clues helped rescue teams later piece together the timeline of events at the pass. Yet, despite all the efforts, since the 1990s, a strange phenomenon has silently creeped into urban legends and late-night conversations around campfires and online forums. Encounters with mysterious children whose eyes are as dark as the void, often described as pale, almost ghost-like youngsters with completely black eyes. These black-eyed children appear at the doors of homes or in parking lots, demanding entry in a tone that is neither playful nor benign. Their presence sends shivers down the spine of those who claim to have met them, challenging our perception of safety in everyday life. Reports of these eerie visitors first began surfacing on various online platforms, and over time, a pattern emerged. Witnesses from different parts of the world describe similar details. The children are always oddly expressionless, their eyes devoid of any color, and their voice carries a sense of urgency or quiet insistence. This behavior has led many to wonder if these aren't real children at all, but rather supernatural entities, or even beings from another dimension that exploit our innate fear of the unknown. One theory suggests that these encounters could be linked to a type of paranormal energy or residual spirit energy. According to believers, the children might be the remnants of souls that have not found peace, endlessly wandering and seeking something they lost in life. Others propose that the phenomenon is a modern manifestation of older legends and mythologies, where mysterious childlike figures in folklore are said to be omens of death or carriers of misfortune. Modern social media and the internet have played a huge role in spreading these stories, turning isolated incidents into a widely discussed phenomenon. One common thread among the reports is the suddenness of the encounters. People often hear a knock on their door or see a figure standing silently at the edge of their property, and within moments, the chilling presence of these children is felt. The shock is compounded by the realization that the visitors have no ordinary human warmth or emotion, only an intense, almost hypnotic emptiness in their eyes that seems to pierce straight into one's soul. The impact on individuals who have encountered the black-eyed children is profound. Many report sleepless nights, a heightened sense of alertness, and an inability to shake the feeling of being watched even after the encounter. For some, these experiences have led to a lasting fear of the dark or of anyone knocking at the door after dusk. Even more unsettling is the fact that these encounters rarely come with any clear explanation. While some attribute them to hallucinations or misinterpretations born from overactive imaginations, the consistency of the details shared by so many individuals across different cultures and regions suggests that something unusual might truly be going on. In some cases, the encounters have sparked a deep personal exploration into the paranormal. Individuals seek out similar stories, trying to understand if there is a pattern or some sort of hidden message behind these mysterious visitors. For many of those who claim to have experienced these phenomena, the experience is both a personal terror and a puzzle that challenges their understanding of reality. The anonymous nature of many online posts and the lack of hard evidence only add to the debate, leaving enthusiasts and skeptics alike puzzling over whether these stories are a product of folklore or an actual paranormal occurrence. In late 2020, a chilling figure emerged from the shadows of Saginaw, Michigan, leaving local residents with an unsettling sense of dread. Neighbors described encountering a man whose most disturbing feature was a grotesquely painted smile that seemed permanently fixed on his face, a grin so eerie it could unsettle even the bravest soul. Unlike any ordinary prowler, this smiling man appeared to take pleasure in his unsettling appearance. His presence was not just a passing glimpse, it became a recurring nightmare in the quiet streets of Saginaw. Late one autumn evening, a resident returning home noticed a dark figure moving slowly along a quiet sidewalk. The man's face was unnervingly pale, adorned with what could only be described as a permanent, almost cartoonish smile. The smile wasn't a friendly expression. It was painted in a manner that accentuated every unnatural curve and crevice, making his appearance both comical and horrifying at the same time. Whispers soon spread in the neighborhood about sightings of this strange character, whose behavior was as bizarre as his visage. Over the next few weeks, multiple accounts emerged. Several residents reported seeing him loitering near parked cars, sometimes just standing silently under streetlights, staring as if he was searching for something or someone. His movements were erratic. At times, he would casually stroll down a block, while other times he seemed to be deliberately watching from a distance. His presence, combined with the eerie smile that never wavered, ignited a wave of fear and suspicion throughout the community. Local police were eventually called to investigate after numerous reports of the unsettling figure. The investigation took a dramatic turn when officers obtained body cam footage capturing his arrest. In the video, the suspect is seen walking calmly along a dimly lit street before officers approach him. The footage shows him standing still, his eyes unblinking, as the officers instruct him to stop. His response is strangely nonchalant, maintaining that unnatural smile throughout the encounter. The silence that follows, punctuated only by the sound of footsteps and hushed voices, adds an unsettling quality to the entire incident. Authorities later learned that the man had been seen in several locations around Saginaw over a period of weeks. Besides attempts by community members to get a good look at his face, he always managed to appear just when someone was about to call the police, only to vanish into the night. This recurring pattern of elusive appearances and disappearances fueled local rumors and added to the urban legend status of the smiling man. His actions seemed deliberate, as if he wanted to be noticed, yet never fully revealed himself. Investigators noted that the suspect did not exhibit typical behavior associated with petty criminals or standard prowlers. Instead, his actions suggested a deeper, almost ritualistic element. Neighbors recalled that his movements were steady and measured, and rather than fleeing when confronted, he seemed curious, almost as if he was testing the limits of social norms or awaiting a specific reaction. Such behavior led some to speculate that his unusual appearance might have been a form of personal expression, or even a cry for help, though the overwhelming consensus leaned towards the idea of malevolent intent. Local media, particularly a well-circulated MLive article and various YouTube police videos, began to spotlight the case. The coverage was unrelenting, and as details accumulated, viewers found themselves gripped by a mix of fascination and horror. For many, this was more than a simple case of an odd individual wandering the streets. It resonated as a modern ghost story, a living urban legend that blended reality with the uncanny. Even as the case wrapped up, the memory of the smiling man lingered. His portrayal in numerous video clips and media reports transformed him into an almost spectral figure, representing the modern intersection of mystery and urban decay. For many residents of Saginaw, his story became a reminder that even in seemingly safe suburban streets, darkness can manifest in the most unexpected forms. The case of the smiling man challenges us to remain alert and question what we think we know about those who roam the night. Skinwalker Ranch, ongoing phenomena. Skinwalker Ranch, located in the remote Utah countryside, has become a magnet for strange tales and unexplained phenomena. This isolated plot of land has earned a reputation as a hotspot for UFO sightings, shape-shifting creatures, and a range of bizarre paranormal events that defy explanation. Over the decades, numerous witnesses and researchers have reported unsettling encounters that seem lifted from a science fiction thriller. Yet they all claim that the strange happenings are very real. The history of the ranch is shrouded in mystery. Early settlers spoke in hushed tones about unexplainable lights in the sky and eerie sounds echoing across the barren landscape. Over time, these whispers grew into documented reports of terrifying encounters. Visitors have described witnessing otherworldly orbs that float silently over fields, and people have even claimed to see creatures that change form right before their eyes. This collection of odd events has sparked both fear and fascination among the locals and paranormal enthusiasts alike. In recent years, Skinwalker Ranch has been thrust further into the public eye, with investigations conducted by teams of researchers and government officials. The History Channel's documentary series, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, has provided viewers with a rare glimpse into the ongoing efforts to unravel the mysteries hidden in this seemingly cursed land. Investigators have used cutting-edge technology, infrared cameras, motion detectors, and even seismic sensors to track unexplained movements and forces that defy normal explanation. Their efforts have uncovered strange footprints, mysterious electromagnetic disturbances, and inexplicable bursts of energy that seem to emanate from deep within the ranch's soil. Reports from various sources, including articles by Scientific American, offer cautious yet compelling insights into the phenomena observed at the ranch. Skeptics argue that environmental factors or misinterpretation of natural events could explain some of the occurrences, yet the sheer volume and variety of reports challenge any simple explanation. For instance, peculiar patterns of radiation have been found in certain areas of the property, and unexplained cattle mutilations add an extra layer of horror to the mystery. These unsettling clues have not only baffled scientists, but have also stirred public imagination, making Skinwalker Ranch a modern legend. One particularly striking aspect of the ranch is the idea of shape-shifting creatures. Numerous witnesses have described seeing animals or humanoid figures that abruptly change appearance. Some say they witnessed a wolf suddenly transform into a human-like figure before vanishing into the darkness. Others claim that the ranch is home to multiple entities, each with its own distinct form and behavior. These accounts suggest that something about the ranch disrupts the usual laws of nature, hinting at forces that might be altering the very fabric of reality. Adding to the eerie atmosphere, there have been reports of inexplicable sounds, phantom footsteps on empty ground, disembodied whispers in the dead of night, and even strange mechanical noises that have no source. Some researchers believe that the ranch might be a nexus of paranormal energy, a place where the veil between our world and another is unusually thin. This idea opens up countless possibilities, from time anomalies to interactions with dimensions beyond our understanding. Despite the extensive investigations and the advanced equipment deployed at Skinwalker Ranch, definitive answers remain elusive. Many of the phenomena reported continue to haunt the area with no clear explanation. The ranch has become a living museum of unexplained events, where every new discovery only raises more questions. For example, equipment malfunctions are common on the property, and sometimes cameras capture fleeting images of figures that vanish as quickly as they appear. These occurrences leave researchers frustrated, yet determined to uncover the truth behind the mysteries. Local legends and testimonies add further spice to the mystery. According to some accounts, Native American folklore speaks of skinwalkers, witches or shamans capable of transforming into animals, which may have inspired some of the modern sightings. Whether these stories are rooted in ancient tradition or are merely modern interpretations of unexplained events, they contribute to the overall air of mystery that surrounds the ranch. Many visitors report that simply being on the property feels different. The air seems charged, and a palpable sense of otherworldliness hangs over the landscape. This lingering feeling is hard to shake and often leaves a lasting impact on those who come into contact with the ranch. It has become a popular topic in paranormal forums, where enthusiasts debate theories, share photos, and recount personal experiences in vivid detail. Such discussions have turned Skinwalker Ranch into a beacon for those who believe that the unexplained is real and waiting to be uncovered. In the quest to understand Skinwalker Ranch, both professional scientists and amateur ghost hunters continue to study every angle. Their work is not just about finding proof of extraterrestrial life or supernatural beings. It's also about challenging our deepest assumptions about what is possible. The ongoing investigations remind us that despite our modern technology and scientific knowledge, there are still mysteries in the world that remain stubbornly unsolved. Skinwalker Ranch stands as a symbol of the unknown, a place where nature's most eerie secrets blend with the unexplained. While some dismiss the reports as mere folklore or misinterpreted natural phenomena, others are convinced that the ranch holds answers to some of the universe's most elusive questions. This collision of science, myth, and modern curiosity continues to draw both skepticism and admiration, making the ranch a focal point for paranormal study and a testament to the enduring allure of the mysterious. Yet, the unknown continues to pull at the edges of reality, as both the eerie silence of Skinwalker Ranch and the ghostly legacy of the SS Orang Medan remind us that some mysteries may never be solved. The SS Orang Medan ghost ship mystery revived in 1947. A mysterious SOS call sent shockwaves through the maritime community and beyond. The legend of the SS Orang Medan began when rescuers received a distress signal from a cargo ship drifting in the waters of the Dutch East Indies. What they discovered would turn this eerie tale into a lasting maritime mystery that continues to captivate imaginations today. When the rescue team arrived at the location marked by the distress call, they found an abandoned vessel shrouded in silence. The ship, later known as the Orang Medan, appeared to be intact from the outside, but what lay within was far from ordinary. The corridors were empty, and the cabins were left in disarray, with signs of abrupt abandonment. As the rescuers ventured deeper into the vessel, they uncovered a horrifying scene. The entire crew had perished, their bodies arranged in a manner that spoke of pure terror. Many of the crew's expressions were frozen in a state of overwhelming fear, as if they had witnessed something unspeakable in their final moments. Before any rescue or investigation could proceed further, an unexpected and dramatic event occurred. The ship exploded. In a matter of moments, the Orang Medan was consumed by a violent burst of energy, scattering debris across the water and leaving little evidence behind. The explosion added yet another layer of mystery to an already chilling story. How could a ship with all hands lost and a crew frozen in terror suddenly detonate? Over the decades, the story of the SS Orang Medan has been passed down through maritime lore and urban legends. While some insist that the tale is a genuine account of supernatural terror at sea, others argue that the story is nothing more than an elaborate hoax. Skeptics point out that many details of the event, such as the exact circumstances leading to the crew's demise and the sudden explosion, remain unverified by independent investigations or conclusive evidence. They claim that the entire narrative might have been exaggerated or even fabricated, spurred on by sensational media and the human desire for mystery. Despite the doubts, the legend has persisted and evolved with time. With the advent of social media, particularly platforms like TikTok, the story experienced a resurgence in popularity in 2022. Videos, animations, and user-generated content breathed new life into the myth, making the ghost ship tale accessible to a new generation of horror enthusiasts. Online discussions, complete with reenactments and deep goes into maritime history, began to surface, with many users passionately arguing either for or against the authenticity of the incident. Witnesses who claim to have heard similar SOS calls or seen ghostly vessels in remote parts of the world add additional layers to the mystery. Some say that their experiences echo the terror that gripped the Orang Medan's crew. While eyewitness accounts are often difficult to verify, the consistency of the eerie details, the sudden distress call, the inexplicable chill in the air, and the sense of dread that accompanies dark, empty ships, has kept the legend alive in the collective memory of those who tread the waters. Modern researchers and maritime experts have attempted to piece together the available evidence. Articles in respected publications such as Smithsonian Magazine and the Maritime Executive discuss the possibility that natural disasters, like toxic gas emissions or unrecorded explosions due to volatile cargo, could have contributed to the crew's panic and the subsequent explosion. However, such explanations rarely cover every element of the story. For instance, the precise arrangement of the corpses and the immediate, almost synchronous nature of the terror documented by the rescue team still defy simple explanation. These unresolved questions continue to fuel speculation and debate among those fascinated by the unexplained. The mystery of the SS Orang Medan has also influenced popular culture in unexpected ways. It has inspired short films, eerie documentaries, and countless posts on social media dedicated to unraveling its secrets, even as technology advances, allowing for more detailed investigations of maritime disasters. This case remains an enigma. The blending of reported facts with elements that seem straight out of horror fiction creates a narrative that is as absorbing as it is perplexing. For those who believe in the supernatural, the Orang Medan serves as a stark reminder that some mysteries in the world cannot be easily explained away by science or logic. It challenges our understanding of nature's power and the limits of human perception. For skeptics, it is a puzzle that highlights the challenges of verifying events that occurred in remote and inaccessible locations. Regardless of one's viewpoint, the legend endures, serving as a modern ghost story that continues to stir the imagination of people worldwide. As we wrap up these wild stories, from the creepy black-eyed children to the chilling SS Urang Medan, it's clear that there's so much we don't fully understand about the world. What do you think? Are these stories real, or just spooky myths? We'd love to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Want to hear more chilling tales and uncover the mysteries that still haunt us? Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more dark stories that reveal the secrets we're not supposed to know.